Was
Because
not
I think
was
part of the
not painful
problem,
at all.
I think part of the problem is a lot of people don't want to let go of that feeling of
Because
being
they're
stable
insecure, they're
right.
holding on desperately to a limited knowledge base, and they're lazy. And that's really, I'm not patronizing our international students, and I'm not trying to demoralize or to be rude to our domestics. It's very, very simple. You're lazy, not you. The country is lazy. And that's what I like to think, I happen to love Obama, I'm sorry, but I do. One of his first things was, I'll give you a better one, Mike Myers, okay? He was on Inside the Actor Studio. So they said to him, how did you become so successful? And he said, well, let me explain to you here's what I did tonight before the audience came in. I took a $20 bill, put it in an envelope, and I taped it to every one of the chairs in the audience. And everybody got up and looked, and there was no envelope. And Mike Myers said, you asked me a question, how I was successful? I got off my ass. And I looked. And my point being is I was just on, I just got hit online on LinkedIn about this guy who was an expert in print and how the web has taken over and lordy, what am I going to do now? Okay? He's my age. I said to him, I took my skill sets from rubbing up plates, negative, pegging them, and I just adapted them and changed them as the delivery method changed. Okay, that's all I did. Okay, when web came out, I learned web. When Flash came out, I learned Flash. It's Darwinism. It's Darwinism, and it's also very lazy people. Okay, they want to sit in their recliners. They want to not have to do anything. They want to build Farmville all day. They do. They want to build Farmville, the fish tank, Farmville, whatever the who in this society at this point in time in our economic structure, who's got time to build a virtual farm? Unless you're completely broken, shot, and you know what I mean, you're being watched. You understand my point with that? So go build your farm because you need that rehab. But if that's what you're doing with a computer, you got a problem. Okay? We're going to edit this last part, but I'm going to tell you a funny story. Then I'm going to say goodbye. You know what happened at Farmingdale to me, right? We won't talk about it out loud.
Yep.
I had to rebuild my life at 41. Not easy. So I finally got tenure here, which they probably are contemplating to this point in time. And I was sitting in, yeah.
Reference for you.
Yes, you did, dear.
So, hey,
I was sitting in my den. My son was 14. We like to refer to him as Dolly because of the cloning that's involved. So I was sitting in my den. My stomach was all in knots because it was end of the year, and I find out. So my dean calls, and I pick up the phone, and I'm like, oh, my God. And she goes, congratulations, just got the letter. Welcome, you're tenured. I was like, oh, my God. So I go outside. My son's playing basketball. He's doing little dribbles right next to me. He's like, Dad, why are you so happy? Like, what does this mean? I don't understand. He was only like 13, 14. He's like, why are you so happy? And I said, son, do you know what it's like to never have to worry where you're going to work again? And his response was, I don't know, let's ask Mom. So at 14, he realized what the deal was. So, great answer. So my point being is, many people in this country don't consider work a necessity, an obligation, a requirement to live. They consider it to be a civil service structure that is due them. And without the absorption of this new technology and the integration of it, we're going to have a very difficult economic climate here. And we're already seeing it. 10% unemployment, which is going to escalate because we did not modernize. We did not, we had, I'm not being political, but we had 8 years of a good old boy in monster truck rallies. Okay? So, my point being is, we now have a person who uses a BlackBerry. okay, daily. They can't get it away from them. So hopefully it's not too late, globally. We got Nokia kicking ass and taking names. We do. Okay, they've been ahead for years. Everybody in Finland has a cell phone and has since 1998. It's a big deal. Japan, China, Taiwan, Korea, they don't know what not having a cell phone is. You know, that concept, they don't know. So we have some very critical masses here. China, the sleeping giant, going to be an issue. We have incredible markets that are now going to push us down to possibly below a first world country. We do. We're going to maybe slip if we don't make the right choices right now. And we need to make the right choices. We need to embrace this. The people at the head of the pyramids need to embrace it and need to go forward with it. And they have to stop counting the money at the moment. They have to stop counting the money at the moment. And they have to realize that we have to reinvest. We have to do what Bezos did. Bezos didn't take profit for 10 years. He reinvested in Amazon. Now look where it is. Okay? As a country, we have to reinvest every dollar in new technologies, in global economics, in re-education, and all the things that are going to make our country more powerful that we suffered for 8 years. So I think the web is the answer to that. I have an undergraduate class. I have 10 or 12 students. I forget. I don't pay attention anymore. The last paper was, what had a greater impact, the printing press or the internet? 85% of the students said the printing press. That was bad. That was bad. Okay? But as long as they write the papers well, they get good grades. So, Scott, it is wonderful to see you again. It really is. Congratulations to where you've taken your life and your career. You worked very, very hard. Everybody here would like to thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Go Yankees, without a doubt. And you'll be posted in about 6 to 8 days on the blog. I'm hoping Olympus is very cool with this. I think they are. And I'm looking forward to the pre-roll from them. We'll talk about that another day. And there are some things we're going to chat about privately at home, if you don't mind, about what I've been developing. All right, Scott? Best of luck.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Scotty, thank you for taking the time, man. We really appreciate it.
All right.
Have a good night. Have good holidays.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Peace out.
All right.